We are going to start graphs. See, basically what is a graph? See, graph just simplifies our human difficulties. The graph usually simplifies. Okay. See, in mathematics we know algebra and we know geometry, right? If you connect geometry and algebra, if you are able to transfer a geometrical problem into algebraic form and an algebraic problem into geometrical form, then automatically many difficulties will become simpler. So with that idea, Rene Descartes developed a bridge between geometry and algebra. Okay, and all the thing how he developed the coordinate geometry, how he linked this geometry and algebra, we will discuss again at the coordinate geometry. But here we are just mentioning that coordinate geometry is just developed by Rene Descartes. He just connects algebra and geometry. So with the help of this coordinate geometry, now we are able to convert a algebraic problem into geometrical form and a geometrical problem into algebraic form. So to connect that geometry and algebra, basically we need a coordinate system, and that coordinate system is simply nothing but our graphical sheet. Okay, usually we will have graphical sheet, right? I think you all observed and used the graphical sheet previously, right? So that graphical sheet is usually nothing but the coordinate system. With the help of coordinate system, we are able to convert an algebra into geometry. Okay, and after analyzing the geometrical shape of that algebraic expression or algebraic function, see, we will come across with different observations and different properties related to that graph as well as that algebraic function. Okay, so in analyzing an algebraic expression or an algebraic function, graph plays very important role. Usually in our human minds, okay, theoretical words as well as the theoretical expressions impact lesser when compared with the graphical and when compared with the pictures, and that's why the graph gives you much clarity and much impact on our brains related to the algebraic functions, and that's why we always use graphs, okay, to simplify the work. And related to that graphical sheet and coordinate system, see, this graphical sheet is just a part of the plane, coordinate system is a part of the plane. Coordinate system consists of, just look here, two number lines which arranged perpendicularly, and in these two perpendicular number lines, the horizontal line is mentioned as the x-axis and the vertical line is considered as the y-axis. And on x-axis, right side positive, left side negative. On y-axis, upward positive, downside negative numbers usually we indicate, and all those numbers on these number lines we indicate with equi-spaces between them, and the point of intersection of these two lines is usually termed as origin. Okay, what it is? Origin. Why? Because it originates everything, that's why we call it as origin. Okay, so this is the graphical sheet. In that graphical sheet, if I specify a point in that graphical sheet, that point is described like this. Okay, if we have a point px comma y in the graphical sheet, just have a look. If we have a point px comma y in the graphical sheet, for that point px comma y, the horizontal distance from origin to the point P along x-axis is mentioned as modulus of x, and along y-axis is mentioned as modulus of y. These two perpendicular number lines will divide the total plane into four parts. We call them as first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. I think you all aware about it. Okay, four quadrants. If you have a point here, okay, then the coordinates of the point, see, on left side we moved 1 unit, downside we are moving 2 units, so left side and downside, so we need to indicate the address of the point as -1 comma -2. Whereas if you take a point here, see, you are moving right side and you are moving upward, so that's why we need to take 1 comma 1. Okay, right side it indicates the positive values, upward it indicates the positive values. Okay, with the direction along with the length of the movement, we need to address the point. Okay, right. So if a point is some x comma y, where x represents the distance of the point from the origin, if it is along right side, we take it as positive. If it is along left side, we take it as negative. That's the other part. Okay, so basically this is the way of indicating of addressing a point. And the next thing is, for suppose if we have a relation y is equals to f of x. So usually to draw See, usually coming to the graphs, graph describes a relation between two variables. Okay, just like if you are watching a cricket match on the TV. Okay, there are some graphs will they show some graphs on the screens. Those graphs will indicate what the score, the runs along with the overs, right? Along with the balls. Okay, how the score is changing along with the change of the overs, they usually show the graphs, right? That in the sense they just connected number of balls with the number of runs and they show the graph. That in the sense, to sketch a graph always we need a relation between two variables, and one variable is x and the other variable is y. Mathematically we take it initially. Okay, and depending on the situation they may vary. For suppose if you are watching a cricket match, x may be the number of balls, y may be the number of runs, like that. Okay, so for suppose to sketch a graph, initially we need an function, an algebraic expression like y is equals to f of x. If you change x with different values, you will get different values of y also. Since we are changing x, so we change as our wish, so we call it as independent variable. And since we are changing y, so that y values are depending on this x, so we call it as dependent variable. Usually we indicate the values of this independent variable on x-axis and the values of dependent variable on y-axis. Okay, so on x-axis independent variable, on y-axis dependent variable. And at the end, when coming to the graph of y is equals to f of x, see the shape, when coming to the graph of y is equals to f of x, the graph is simply nothing but the shape formed by joining the points x comma y such that the point x comma y will satisfy the given relation y is equals to f of x. So if we have y is equals to f of x, I will frame a table by taking different values in the place of x, and corresponding to x I will calculate different values of y. So by taking all those xy values corresponding points, after locating on the graph sheet, if I join all those points, a shape will be formed, and that shape is usually referred as a graph. Ultimately, graph is simply nothing but shape formed by the points of the form x comma y, and all those points must satisfy the relation y is equals to f of x. Then we say that the shape is the graph of y is equals to f of x. Okay, this is a simple introduction related to the graph and the coordinate system. I think you all aware about the graph. Okay, just I mentioned you here. Just have a look once again overall. Okay, just think about it, the coordinate system, graph and so just have a look. Now we are going to sketch graphs for some simple functions, some simple relations between x and y. So y is equals to x, 2y is equals to x minus 3, 3x plus 4y minus 12 is equals to 0, and another one. See, I am going to sketch the graphs for this. See, usually for an exact graph, always we need to use graphical sheet along with the ruler to sketch the exact graphs. But on the boards as well as on your papers, we are trying to sketch a rough graph, okay, rough sketch for the graphs, okay, right. So y is equals to x is the relation. Initially to sketch it, we need some values corresponding to x and y. If x is minus 3, as per that relation, y also minus 3. If x is minus 2, y minus 2. If x is minus 1, y minus 1. x0, y0, x1, y1, x2, y2, right. So if you represent all those points on the graph sheet, so this is 1 comma 1. Okay, 1, 1 is there, right? And then 2, 2, x2, y2, x2 on x-axis 2, y2 on y-axis 2, this is another point. x0, y0 is another point. X minus 1, y minus 1 is another point. X minus 2, y minus 2 is another point. If you join all these points, see the shape formed by joining all these points on the graph sheet is mentioned as the graph of the given relation y is equals to f of x. Here y is equals to x. So at the end, the graph for y is equals to x is a straight line. Okay, so this is the graph for y is equals to x. And similarly, we need to sketch the graph for 2y is equals to x minus 3. Okay, just have a look. I will erase it and I will discuss the graph for the next relation. 2y is equals to x minus 3. Again, for 2y is equals to x minus 3, what we need to do? We need to make a table and we need to locate the points on the graph sheet just like this coordinate system, and we need to join. Just have a look. And now I am thinking about what? B is what? 2y is equals to x minus 3. Since 2y is equals to x minus 3, we say that y is equals to x minus 3 divided by 2. So you just take some values. If x is equals to minus 3, if x is equals to minus 3, replace x with minus 3. Minus 3 minus 3 minus 6 by 2 is again minus 3. So if x is minus 3, y is again minus 3. If x is equals to minus 2, replace here minus 5 by 2 is the y value. And then if x is minus 1, minus 1 minus 3 minus 4 by 2 is minus 2. If x is 0, minus 3 by 2. If x is 1, minus 1. If x is 2, minus 1 by 2. Just have a look. By taking different values in the place of x, we are getting different values of y. Okay, as per the relation and as per our comfort, we need to take values in the place of x. As I mentioned you, all these graphs are just rough sketches for the given one. So 1, 2, and this side minus 1, minus 2, here it is 1, 2, and again here it is minus 1, minus 2. See, we need to locate some points and after that we need to join all those. So if x is minus 2, y is minus 5 by 2. Minus 5 by 2 means how much? Minus 5 by 2 is minus 2 point something. So x minus 2 and y minus 2 point something means if we have minus 3 here, in between this minus 2 and minus 3 I have minus 2.5. Related to minus 2 and related to this, I need to locate one point here. And the next one, so if x is minus 1 and y is minus 2. If x is minus 1 and y is minus 2, okay. Yeah. X minus 1, y minus 2, so this is the point. X minus 1 on x-axis, minus 2 on y-axis. x0, y minus 3 by 2. x0 means on x-axis this, and minus 3 by 2 means minus 1.5, somewhere here I will have. x1, y minus 1. x1, y minus 1 means the point will be somewhere here. And x2, y minus 1 by 2. See, x is 2, minus 1 by 2 means minus 0.5. So in between minus 1, 0 I will have. So the point may be somewhere here. And if you join all this, okay, if you sketch exactly for a rough, the graph is again a straight line. Okay, so the graph of 2y is equals to x minus 3 is again a straight line. If you sketch the graphs for all these relations of the form ax plus by plus c is equals to 0, we call them as linear equations in two variables. Okay, linear equations in two variables. If you sketch graph the for all relations of the form ax plus by plus c is equals to 0, every relation for sure makes or gives a straight line in the graph sheet. Okay, just to confirm it, just to observe and analyze it, I am just sketching the graphs for y is equals 10 and 2y is equals to x minus 3. With the same idea, now we have a chance to sketch the graph for 3x plus 4y minus 12 is equals to 0 also. Now we have an idea about the graph of this 3x plus 4y is equals to 12. For sure it makes a straight line, because every linear equation in two variables makes a straight line, it also makes a straight line. Since it makes a straight line, to identify a particular straight line on a plane, just 2 points are enough. No need to indicate these many points. And that's why from here onwards, if you wish to sketch the graph for a linear equation in two variables of the form ax plus by plus c is equals to 0, you just identify 2 points which are satisfying the given relation and then indicate them on the graph sheet, join them, you will get the required straight line. Whereas coming for the third one, which is 3x plus 4y minus 12 is equals to 0. Okay, you just take 2 points, that's enough. Okay, I usually consider 1 point by taking x is equals to 0. If you replace x with 0, what will be the value of y? And for sure it is 3. So x is equals to 0, y is equals to 3 is one particular point. Whereas if you take y is equals to 0, you will get x is equals to 4. So 4 comma 0 is another point. Okay, see, I know it as a straight line. Since it is a straight line, enough 2 points are enough to sketch the graph. So on the graph sheet, okay, one point is 0 comma 3, other point is 0 comma 4, okay, 4 comma 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, okay. So 4 comma 0 is this particular point, 0 comma 3 is this particular point, because 0 comma 3 means no horizontal movement, okay. Only vertical movement, and that moment is 3, so that is 0 comma 3. So if you sketch a straight line passing through these 2 points actually, okay, that, see, actually it's a straight line, right? So if you sketch a straight line passing through these 2 points, that will be the graph of 3x plus 4y minus 12 is equals to 0. At the end, in second point of the graphs, we learned that the graph of the general linear equation in two variables ax plus by plus c is equals to 0 is a straight line. And to sketch that graph in the graph sheet or in the coordinate system, you just locate 2 points in such a way by taking x0 y and by taking y0 x. Using those 2 points, if you join, you will get a straight line, and that straight line is the graph of the given relation of the form ax plus by plus c is equals to 0. Okay, just have a look. Yeah, as a third point, we need to observe the rough sketches for exponential functions and logarithmic functions. See, usually exponential functions are of the format y is equals to a power x, and logarithmic functions are of the format y is equals to log x to the base a, right? Depending on that a, the graphs will be different for different values of a. So I am sketching for y is equals to 2 power x and y is equals to 1 by 2 to the power x. That means once the base is more than 1, in the other case the base is in between 0 and 1. And you need to know that this a power x is not defined for the negative values of a. So if the base is minus 3 to the power x is actually meaningless, because we don't know about that x. Sometimes if this function is not defined, if you take x is equals to 1 by 2, then minus 3 to the power 1 by 2 won't exist in the real number system. Since we are taking real numbers on the x-axis and y-axis, so if you think about that y is equals to a power x, that base a must be a positive. It can't be negative, because if it is negative, sometimes the value won't exist, so we can't create a graph for that. And that's why we need to be sure that a must be positive. A is positive and we have just 2 chances. In one case, the value of a is more than 1. So for example, here I took it as 2. You may take 3, 4, 5, anything. Okay, just I will discuss the sketch for y is equals to 2 power x. In a similar way, you just try to sketch for y is equals to 3 power x or for 5 power x, like that. So y is equals to 2 power x. While coming to sketch the graph, you just take different values in the place of x and identify its corresponding y. Locate all those points. If x is 0, then what you say? Y is equals to 2 power 0 and y is 1. Okay, if x is 0, y is 1. Just I am making the table here. Okay, if x is 0, the value of y is 1 for the first one. Whereas if x is equals to 1, y is equals to 2, right? And if x is equals to 2, y will become 4, 2 power 2. Like that it goes on. And then coming to the next side, if x is equals to minus 1, what you say about the value of y? 1 by 2, right? So take any negative number in the place of x. Always it is positive and becomes smaller, right? If x is equals to minus 2, the value is 1 by 4. So, see, on x-axis we indicate x values. There are many values after this 3 and many values before this minus 3 also. See, if you observe this values table, y correlated to x, if you decrease x values from minus 1 to minus 2, minus 2 to minus 3, like that, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and if you observe the values also gets decreased like 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 8, like that. But all are positive. That's one observation. Whereas in the right side part, if you increase the values from 1 to 3, the values also become increased like 2, 4, 8. So with that idea, first point is 0, 1, this is the point. Next point is 1, 2, this is the point. Next point is 2, 4, somewhere I have this, where it is the point. And whereas the left side minus 1 and 1 by 2. Okay, here I have the point, right? Just a minute, I make a mistake here. If x is 0, y is 1, right? And that's why I need to mark it x0, y1, 0, 1. So for 1 by 2, minus 1 and 1 by 2. Minus 1 is here and 1 by 2 is in between this 0 and 1. For minus 2, 1 by 4, still it gets decreased. So if you sketch the graph will goes like this. Okay, you need to indicate by 2 arrows. See, if you increase the values, the graph will go on like that. If you decrease the values, the graph will go on like that. But the graph never touches, never intersects this x-axis. If graph intersects the x-axis, what it means? The value of y is 0. If y is 0, then only the graph intersects. But we know that y never be 0 for any value of x. Okay, take any value in the place of x, but the value of y can't be 0. And that's why the graph goes on decreases, and if you go on, this graph line will get closer and closer to the x-axis, but it never touches that x-axis. So this is the rough sketch of y is equals to 2 power x. In the same way, if you sketch the graph where y is equals to 1 by 2 power x, by taking the table and everything, you just think about it. If x is 0, again the value is 1. If x is minus 1, in that case you will get that y value is 2. If x is minus 2 and that is minus 4. If x is 1 and that is 1 by 2, like that. So the graph will be like this. Here again, if you move on like this side direction, the graph goes on up. Okay, if you move on this right direction, the graph gets closer and closer to x-axis, but it never touches or intersects the x-axis. So this is the rough sketch of y is equals to 2 power x, and this is the rough sketch of y is equals to 1 by 2 power x. In the same way, if you try to sketch 3 power x, 4 power x, 5 power x, 10 power x, 100 power x, all those graphs are in the format only. The shape is the same way. The shape is same, but the values may be different. Sometimes the graph moves up and moves down like that, but the shape is same for all those graphs of the format y is equals to a power x. Okay, look there for 2 power x and then for 1 by 2 power x. After that, I will sketch for log x base 2, somewhere I log x base 3 and log x base 1 by 3. Have a look. Just look there. Now we are sketching the rough graphs for log x base 3 and log x base 1 by 3. Already we know logarithms just as a another representation for exponents and a conversion from exponents. We know that logarithms. Okay. So for for y is equals to log x base 3 or as well as for y is equal to log x base 1 by 3, we know that x must be positive, right? Since x is positive, for sure you won't get graph in the left side of x-axis because log of minus 1 is not defined. We know it, right? And that's why in the left side of this x-axis there is no graph for the log x. Only graph is there for right side. Okay? Right. Now you just think it. Log 0, actually we don't know about log 0 also. Okay? What you say about log 1? Log 1 base any value is 0. So if you take x is equals to 1, log 1 value is 0. So this is the position of the graph. Whereas if you take x is equals to 3, x is 2 if it is log 2 base 3, I don't know. If x is equals to 3, again the value is 1. For 3, the value is 1. Okay? And for, if you take some minus 3, no, negative values not exist, right? Yeah. If you move like this, what I say, for suppose if I have 1 by 3 in between 0 and 1. At the point 1 by 3, if you take x is equals to 1 by 3, the graph value is minus 1. For the point x is equals to 1 by 9, the graph value is minus 2. And for the point x is equals to 9 somewhere, the graph value is 2. So if you sketch the graph is just like this. Rough sketch I am just taking, okay. Here again the graph and this y-axis won't intersect at any point. And in this way the graph will goes on like that, okay. That is the rough sketch for log x base 3. Whereas if you wish to sketch the graph for log x base 1 by 3, the same way of discussion, if x is equals to 3, the value is minus 1. If x is equals to 1, the value is 0. If x is equals to 1 by 3, the value will become 1. So here in this case, the graph is like this. You just observe the difference between those two shapes, okay? Log x base 3 is in that shape. Log x base 1 by 3 is in this shape. The graph never lies in the negative direction of x-axis because we can't take any negative value in the place of x, okay? Just have a look. Okay, just have a look. Now we are going to sketch the graphs for some special expressions, relations. Y is equals to 1 by x, y is equals to root x, y is equals to x square, and y is equals to x cube. Okay, for y is equal to 1 by x, just think about it. You just take different values in the place of x. If you take x is equals to 0, 1 by 0, infinity won't exist, right? And that's why at x is equals to 0, you can't find the position of the graph. But at x is equals to 1, the graph is 1 by 1. At x is equals to 2, the graph is 1 by 2, so which is less than that. But at x is equals to 1 by 2, the graph will be 2. So if you sketch the graph will goes on like that, okay? In this way, it never touches x-axis. In this way, it never touches y-axis. This is in the positive region. Whereas in the negative region, for minus 1, the value of y is minus 1. X minus 1, y minus 1. X minus 2, y will be minus 1 by 2. So if you sketch the graph, it will goes on like this. Just think about it, you will get two pieces, okay? This is usually called as piecewise graph. This is the graph of y is equals to 1 by x, right? So you just observe the shape, rough sketch, that's enough. Then coming to y is equal to root x. See, root x, if you take negative value in the place of x, we can't have a real number. So leave the negative region, think about the positive region. If x is 0, y is 0. If x is 1, y is 1. If x is 2, if x is 4, root 4 you will get like that, okay? If you sketch the graph will goes on like this. Actually this is the point, okay? The graph will goes on like this, okay? If you imagine the shape, actually the shape will be like this. This is the rough sketch for y is equals to root x. Whereas if you wish to try the graph for y is equals to x square, x0, y0, x1, y1, x minus 1, again y1 only, right? If x is 2, y value is 4. If x is minus 2, again y value is 4, right? So if you sketch, the graph will be an upward parabola. It looks like this. This is the graph for y is equals to x square. Whereas if you wish to sketch the graph for y is equals to x cube at the end, if x is 0, y is 0, okay. If x is 1, y is 1. This is the point. Whereas if x is minus 1, y is again minus 1 itself, okay. That's the point. If x is 2, the value is somewhere 8 you will get, okay. And if x is minus 2, the value is minus 8. If you sketch the graph will be like this, okay. By taking different values in the place of x, we need to think. This is the shape of y is equals to x cube. Here just we are indicating the shapes, the rough sketches for the graphs. That's why directly I am taking. If you wish to sketch somewhat approximate good graph, you just make a table, take a graph sheet or a plain paper, indicate the numbers with equi-spaces and then locate the points, join them. Okay, and now this is the rough sketch for y is equals to 1 by x, that is for y is equals to root x, this is for y is equals to x square, that is for y is equals to x cube. All these are some standard functions, and for these standard relations and standard functions, just we are discussing graphs in this class. Okay, just have a look, and that's for today's class.